Hello, Squirrel Tribe. So this came in the mail for me today. I've already opened it up and gone through it, but this from Wells Fargo is extremely important, and I think you all need to know exactly what is in here, so I'm going to show you. But first I want to remind you guys that a couple months ago we talked about the fact that credit card companies were kind of on the chopping block, if you will, for their over aggressive fees, I guess you could say, charging numerous late fees, charging over limit fees, and basically making it so people were paying more in fees than what their payment would have been on things. Absolutely ridiculous. $39 late fees, $39 overdraft fees, $39 over your limit fees, whatever you want to call it, whether it was from your bank or it was from your regular credit card, your Visa, your MasterCard, American Express, Discover, all these different cards charging all these like abnormally high fees, right? And so it went to Congress, and Congress was like, hey, we can't let this happen anymore. The Biden administration said, we're going to put a cap to these things. So there is now a cap to late fees. And when this happened, I said, y'all, Squirrel Tribe, there's going to be a negative recourse to this, okay? The credit card companies, your banks, they're just not going to sit by and go, okay, we'll quit making that extra $31 every single time somebody's late for something. We'll quit making that extra $31 every single time somebody goes over their limit or overdrafts or whatever it is. So instead of charging $29 to $39, they can only charge $8. They're going to have to make up for that somewhere, right? So this is what this is all about. From Wells Fargo. This is the way they will start making up that money that they are losing from your overdraft fees, from your late fees, from everything else. They are now going to charge you for your basic everything. So let me read you this first. I've got this little thing here. I would write it down on a piece of paper with a pen, but I can just show it to you. It's much easier that way. So it says, what is the maximum late fee that can be charged by a lender? A lot of people are curious. Well, as of now, credit cards cannot charge excessive late fees, which means they must be reasonable. Late fees typically range between $25 and $50, but now they are not to exceed $8 and cannot exceed 25% of the consumer's required payment if that's less. So let's say that the fee is $8, but you only owe $16. They can't charge you $8. They can only charge you 25% of that $16 that you owe. Therefore, not even the $8. That is where they're at now. And again, that is going to hurt Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. It's going to hurt Bank of America, Wells Fargo, SunTrust, PNC Banking. It's going to hurt all those other banks that are out there. Citibank. I can't think of all the other ones. And there's the smaller chains, right, of banks in a lot of different cities. Those issues are going to now head your way via the mail that will show up through the United States Postal Service. Although it may be late. I have bill pay with Bank of America that I pay to APCU, Atlanta Postal Credit Union, so I can make my payment for a vehicle. I bill pay from Bank of America to APCU. When APCU gets it, they then deposit it into my account there, and it pays my car payment. Well, according to Bank of America, my bill pay was delivered on March 11th. As of yesterday, my check still had not been deposited. So I called APCU, Atlanta Postal Credit Union, and I said, hey, listen, I now have a car payment saying that it's delinquent, that it's late because you guys have not deposited a check that I know has been delivered to you. I have physical evidence that this check has been delivered to you. And they said, well, no, it means it was delivered to the United States Postal Service. It doesn't mean it was delivered to us, which I don't really believe. I'm pretty sure they were yanking my chain? I think that's what it's called when they're kind of lying to you about stuff. So I tell the lady, I said, listen, I'm not paying a delinquent fee because you guys haven't deposited my check. I did what I needed to do way ahead of time. And she says, well, the United States Postal Service is having delays in mail. It's going around the country. It's not just here in Atlanta. It's everywhere, all over the place. There's delays in mail because there's less mail carriers, because there's whatever other reasons that they had, right? And then miraculously, y'all, today, my check showed up and they deposited it. I think it got stuck on somebody's desk and somebody didn't do their job. Maybe they're out sick. Maybe they're on maternity leave. Maybe they're on paternity leave. Maybe they're on transitional leave. Who knows? Either way, my check went in today. But the reason I bring that up is you guys are going to get stuff like this in your mail. It's going to come through your United States Postal Service, USPS, and you need to check these. Do not just think that it's another what is it called, balance or whatever the thing is called, a statement. Don't think it's just that. Rip it up, throw it away, put it in the shredder, whatever. Make sure you open this. And let me explain to you why you need to open this. Let me make sure this doesn't fly away. So this is Wells Fargo, okay? Wells Fargo, essential checking. and I've gone through and done the important things and blocking out, you know, addresses and account numbers and stuff like that. But important account information right here from Wells Fargo. So you take it, you flip it over to the backside here, and it says here, and this is where they're going to get you. It's where they're trying to get me. They're going to get you guys here too. It says your essential checking account is changing. Now, I have had this account for 14 years. It literally, y'all, it has $2 in it. I don't put anything in here. It's got $2. I have it as a backup in case anything happens and I need to have another checking account. Wells Fargo, don't really trust them, which is why they only have $2 of my money. But I have it just to be on the safe side. And I've had it, like I said, 14, 15 years, forever and a day. It says, we're updating our checking account options to better serve our customers and no longer offer essential checking. So your account is changing to a similar checking option. Let me go ahead and throw this out to you. They're saying they're updating their accounts to better serve customers. Well, taking away an essential checking account is not better serving the customers. It's better serving Wells Fargo. Here is the changes that I can expect on May 20th of 2024. This is when this will go into effect. Your essential checking account will become an everyday checking account. That doesn't sound like a big deal, right? But wait, there's more. We think you'll appreciate all the benefits that come with an everyday checking account. But if you decide another account is best for you, you can easily switch to a different checking account. They're all going to have the same fees, if you will. The free one, the one that I've had for over 15 years probably, is my essential checking. They're getting rid of that. They're getting rid of the free checking accounts. This is what will now happen. The fee will now be, let's see, let me see. Let me find the right place here. They are now charging $12 a month for this new account. This new, whatever they call it, the new everyday checking will now charge $12 a month. I have $2 in there. Good luck getting $12 out of there. But here's the thing. If they charge me a fee for $12 and I've got $2 in there and they put me at -10, are they then going to charge me $8 because they overdrafted my account to get a fee that when I signed up for my account, I was not liable for and I did not have to pay? This is why we need to pay attention to these things. This is why you guys have to make sure that you are checking everything from your banks, whether, again, it's Wells Fargo, Bank of America, doesn't matter who. If it's just from a regular credit card, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, make sure you are looking at the stuff they send in the mail. As too many of us have a tendency, we see it come through and they're like, oh, we're updating our terms and policies. And you go, okay, cool. And you trash it. Well, if that update includes a new fee schedule or a new interest rate or a new whatever that you're not aware of, you're going to be blindsided by that fee that you get charged one month or that whatever. So make sure you guys are paying attention to these things because it says here, you have to have a certain amount in your account, which is you have to direct deposit over $500 in order to get lower fees, which is $7 then, a monthly fee. And then let's see what else there's on this. There's other benefits, they say. But the problem is they are going to charge me for something that I've never been charged for before. And the whole reason they're doing it is because they can no longer get that $8 or the $29 to $39 on those late fees, on those over limit fees, on those overdraft fees. And they're finding ways to make up for it. My dog is over here at the door trying to get out. He wants out so bad. But this is something that's going to affect a lot of people. These institutions, they don't give two shits about you and me, boo-boo. They care about their money, their bottom line, their profit over people. And because the government came through and said, hey, listen, we don't like what you're doing to the people, and I don't really know if that's why they did it. Maybe it's because the government realized that if we're all paying late fees and interest fees and whatever else like that, then that's less money that can go into the economy. So they're like, hey, we have to figure out a way to work together here. We won't totally eliminate your late fees. We won't totally eliminate overdraft and overspending, but we will put a curb to it, a hard line to where you can charge them so that $21 or $31 that they didn't end up paying, they can put it back in the economy over here. Walmart, Best Buy, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Kroger, wherever. So that's what I think has happened. But the credit card company's like, oh yeah, cool. You know, $8, that's fine. We're going to recoup it somehow. They're going to find a way to get their money back. From now on, you open a checking account and it's going to be $15, $20 monthly maintenance fee. And then it's going to be, well, if you want a debit card, you have to pay for your debit card. If you want to use the ATM, you're going to have to pay to use the ATM. There will be new fees that pop up as we go on, thanks to this $8 cap on the over limit fees, on the late fees and everything else. I can guarantee it. So a lot of people don't trust banks to begin with because they're shiesty sometimes, you know. Again, they have your money, and once they have your money, they can do with it whatever they want. And heaven forbid you want to take all of it out, and then they're going to question you out the wazoo on why you want your money back because they're using it to fund other things. So for those of you who do not love banks, please make sure that you are paying attention to what your bank is doing to you and to your checking account, your saving account, your money. Once you give it to them, they think it's theirs. So either don't give it all to them or make sure that you fully understand the fees and stuff that they're going to implement from this new change to the late fees and everything else. So this article came out, this was a while ago, honestly. This came out Tuesday, March 5th. This is off of CNN Business. Credit card late fees capped at $8 as part of Biden crackdown on junk fees, which is what we were talking about. So you've got this lovely thing here. Federal regulators finalized the rule on Tuesday to cap credit card late fees at $8 as part of a broader push by the Biden administration to eliminate junk fees. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau estimates the new regulation, first proposed last year, February of 2023, so it took just over a year to get finalized, will save families more than $10 billion a year by cutting fees from an average of 32. So anywhere from 29 to 39 is where it's been, averaging out at 32. But to save $10 billion, can you imagine spending $10 billion a year in late fees and over limit fees and overdraft fees, all because these banks are greedy little mofos in the essence of it. Now, it says the new rule applies to large credit card issuers, those with more than 1 million accounts. Those companies represent more than 95% of total outstanding credit card debt. This is according to the CFPB, and that will include your banks, your Bank of America, your Wells Fargo, whatever, because they have their own credit cards. Bank of America has a MasterCard, Wells Fargo, probably MasterCard, maybe Visa. I don't think any of them have an American Express. They're generally sticking to Visa and MasterCard. And I don't know how many of them use Discover. It says here that it comes as Americans continue to pile on credit card debt, which we have talked about numerous times, which recently exceeded a 1.1 trillion record, like $1.1 trillion. It exceeded the record of that. Some borrowers, especially millennials and those with lower incomes, have been falling behind on their credit card debt following more than 2 years of high inflation. More than 45 million people are charged late fees on credit cards each year. And it says these individuals will now save an average, excuse me, of $220 a year. So that's $220 that you get to keep in your pocket, whether you are late on a payment, whether you overdraft or overspend. $8 cap. Hopefully it can save you $220 a year. Better option, obviously, is try not to be late, try not to go over, try not to whatever. But sometimes emergency situations arising, it cannot be helped. And to have to pay $29 to $39, or the average of $32 for an emergency that was beyond your control has always seemed very evil to me, if you will. So I'm glad that this thing was capped, but I do know that these companies are still going to find a way to recoup the money they will now be missing out on. That's $10 billion that they are going to be missing out on. They will find a way to make that back up. Don't think they won't. So I'm going to keep an eye on the new things that are being implemented across the board, whether it is credit card companies themselves or through your banking institutions, if you will, because there's going to be more that pop up. But I wanted to bring it to your attention because it's extremely important. I will be calling Wells Fargo to cancel my account. I'm not going to hold on to it. I know I've had it forever and a day, but I'm not willing to pay them $12 a month to have something that I don't use. I'm not willing to let them charge me $12 a month and then put me into a negative in this account and then try to charge me $8 for something that I did not agree to or sign up for. So I'll be closing this thing as soon as we're done here. So Squirrel Tribe, I would love to know if you guys have received anything like this from your credit card companies, whether it's from your banks, whether it's from the credit card companies themselves. Same thing with your department stores like Kohl's or even Walmart or Nordstrom, if Nordstrom's still even a thing anywhere. It closed down at all the places I used to shop at in Georgia. But all these places that have their own credit cards, have you gotten anything in the mail from them saying, hey, listen, we're going to charge this amount now for late fees or whatever? Just out of curiosity if it's affecting everybody across the board. So Squirrel Tribe, thank you for being here and letting me have this conversation with you all. Hopefully it saves you from getting blindsided with new fees at your bank. Hopefully this will help you go make sure you're checking what's going on. No pun with checking. Check what's going on. Make sure you're not getting blindsided with fees or changes to your account that you were not aware of. Do your due diligence. You know what I mean? Because we can't trust them to keep us really up to date with anything factual. So there's that. But I love you guys immensely. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Friday, my dudes. And I'll see you guys again either later or tomorrow. Okay, bye.